Hello friends, thanks for watching this particular website and the lecture available in the website. Dear friends, today we are going to discuss under this topic, that is the comparative study of charge and mass, as this is a kind of similar quantities about which we have no exact clear interpretations based on their properties. We are just going to study their comparative study. So let us see the charge and mass. So very first point that strikes in our mind when we are going to start the comparative study of charge and mass, that we know that the charges are of two types, positive as well as negative. But whereas if we discuss about the mass, then certainly it is only a positive quantity, as it is total matter contained in a body. But as you know that the charge depend on its state, how many electrons has been given or how many electrons has been taken as per the electronic theory. So it will have a true nature, that is positive as well as negative in nature. Now we move to next point, that is belonging to the invariance nature of the charges. As you know, invariance nature means that the quantity of charge will not depend on the motion of the object or the velocity of the object. Whereas as for the relativity theory, if the object starts moving with a speed comparable to the speed of light, then its mass will start changing, and the mass of the body increases with the velocity, and it is given by the relation this one. M is equal to m naught square upon square root of 1 minus v square upon c square. This is our equation where c is a well-known factor, that is the speed of light in vacuum. Its value is 3 into 10 raised power 8 meter per second in vacuum. V is the velocity with which the object is moving, and m naught is its rest mass. Rest mass means the mass of the object when it is in rest. So, as you see, as the velocity reaches to the close value of the velocity of light in vacuum, then the value of denominator decreases, as well as the value of m naught will start increasing. If v is equal to c, then what happens? This becomes 1, and now the denominator becomes 0 and the mass will be infinite. So mass changes with the velocity, but there is no effect on charge of its velocity. Now let us move to the next point, the point number 3. That is be related to the quantization. Quantization, you know, if the certain quantity can be represented into the form of discrete values, that is called quantization. In the case of charge, the charges are quantized in nature. The total charge on a body can be represented by equation Q is equal to plus minus n, where n is any integer and E is equal to the value of charge on one electron. So charges are quantized in nature, but in the case of mass, there is no such quantization has been established so far. So there is no quantization exists in the case of mass. Now we move to the next point, that is related to the conservative in nature. So as you know, the charges are conserved in nature, neither be created nor be destroyed. It can be transferred from one body to another body due to the transformation of electron from one body to another body. Usually the charge will transfer from one body to another body during the the friction that depends on low work function, the charge transferred from a material of low work function to the high work function material. And about the mass is not a conserved quantity. Conservation law will not exist in the case of mass, as mass can be transferred into the form of energy, or energy can also be transformed into the form of mass. So, mass is not conserved in nature. Now, we move to the final point, that is force. Due to the charge, we receive the electrostatic force of attraction or repulsion. So, the force between any two charged bodies are attractive as well as repulsive in nature. Whereas in the case of mass, due to the mass, any two mass bodies, there is a gravitational force exists in between them. And as we know, the nature of gravitational force is always attractive in nature. So, gravitational force between any two mass bodies are always attractive in nature. So, these are some comparative study between the charge and mass, which is totally based on the properties of the charge when comparatively discussed with the mass. I hope that it creates a very clear-cut concept in your mind that how to study the relations between mass and charge, or how to make the relative study between mass and charge in a very clear manner. Thank you very much.